I'm Angela Sharp, and welcome to the Daily Mix. I hope you had a lovely weekend. You know, the Blues are gearing up for playoffs, and there's been a lot of talk of making sure people get excited and stay into it. You can find a number of old Blues players on Cameo. You can find Tom Calhoun on Cameo, so maybe you could have a starting lineup done. You know, Cameo is that thing where you pay celebrities to send a special message to somebody you know. In fact, Lainey said her son got one from Grant Freer. How cool is that? So I think that's pretty neat. And a bunch of people asked me, so I joined Cameo. I highly expect no one to purchase anything from me, but if you want me to say something to you, I can do that. Now this is really cool. Did you guys catch the MTV Movie and TV Awards on Sunday? If so, maybe you caught To Hear More, the comedian who opened up for the awards. Now this is amazing. Did you know he's actually originally from East St. Louis? He's a Harris Stowe alum. Awesome. And actually, we could also call him an STL TV alum too. He made appearances back in the day on Best of the STL and our VJ Drops before he moved to LA. I just love it when you see someone local making it big, and that's a huge platform for him, so huge congratulations. A little bit later on in the show, I have my favorite guest probably of all time, Mr. Ken Page. He's going to be talking about the Teen Talent Competition. I also talked to him about his life choices because this man is amazing. He has done everything that you can possibly think of in the entertainment world, and he is, of course, the voice of the Muni, so I was thrilled. Let's get started on today's Daily Mix. After more than a year in the pandemic, things are starting to look up. Last week, the CDC announced that anyone who is fully vaccinated can ditch the mask and skip social distancing, both indoors and outside. Of course, that's unless state or local laws say otherwise. Of course, there'll be some cases where even the fully vaccinated will have to wear a mask, like a hospital or public transportation. On Friday, St. Louis City Mayor Jones and St. Louis County Executive Page announced some new joint health orders that align with the CDC's new guidance, saying that fully vaccinated people no longer need to wear a mask in St. Louis City and County. And I think this was a long time coming. If you had been noticing in weeks before they made this announcement, it was pretty much half and half wherever you went. So now it's pretty much you can do whatever you want to do, which is nice. Now, of course, we've been seeing all kinds of different incentives to get people to get their shot. Incentives, bribes, it depends on what side of the aisle you're on. Either way, there's been a lot of free stuff for people who get their shot. There's been free beer, free donuts, but get this, Ohio is even offering 5 residents $1 million each in what they call a vaccine lottery. So if you get fully vaccinated, your name gets thrown into this lottery and they pull one a week for 5 weeks. $1 million. I mean, if you were sitting on the fence, would that change your mind? And if you need a little help getting there, Uber and Lyft are trying to make it easier for those who want a shot but don't have transportation. Both companies will be offering free rides to and from vaccination sites beginning May 24th through July 4th. Details on how to schedule a free ride can be found on both the Uber and Lyft apps. Now, the Cards also got into the incentive game. Last week, they held a vaccination event with the city of St. Louis and offered free tickets to anyone who came out and got their shot. And I watched the news coverage of this, and I saw a lot of people thrilled with their free tickets. And this is an exciting week for the Cardinals anyway, because they're going to be able to double the amount of fans in the stadium, which means around 28,000 fans will be there to cheer on the Cards as they take on the Cubs in the upcoming 3-game home series. In fact, if you happen to go to that home series, I'm back there. So some of you may remember I was working with the St. Louis Cardinals when I got back from Tampa, and I will be making my return that Cards-Cubs weekend. I MC and host games and fun things up there in the Budweiser Terrace, so come say hi to me. For ticket information and more, you can always follow the Cardinals on social media or visit them at cardinals.com. St. Louis teens and young adults, this one is for you, and I think it's amazing. If you're looking for summer work, you have to check out STL Youth Jobs. They have a unique opportunity for youth between the ages of 15 and 24. That way you can be paired with a job coach and mentor, receive training, and then be matched with a local employer for real paid work experience. This is huge. Applications for this summer are now open. You can find a list of eligible requirements and apply online at stlyouthjobs.org. And employers, they need you too. So if you think your business or organization would be a good fit, you can sign up on their website as well. I think that's huge, and it's going to make a huge difference. Now, what a great way to uplift the youth in our community. And speaking of uplifting the community, Frizzy's by Nature, a local nonprofit, is hosting a 5K walk next month to encourage self-love, self-care, and community unity. Walk the Walk will feature music, vendors, and a whole bunch of fun. The event will take place Sunday, June 13th from 11 to 3 in Tower Grove Park, with the walk starting at noon. In-person and virtual tickets are both available now through May 31st. To register and learn more, visit frizzybynature.com. Okay, you guys, have you heard about The Spiral, the movie? Okay, so Chris Rock's in it. He's actually the executive producer of this, and I was so excited to see this movie. It came out on Friday. I got to see it on Tuesday before it came out on a media screening. I took my dad. It was just me and my dad and one other couple in the theater, so it was even a cooler experience. If you're familiar with the Saw movies, it's kind of a takeoff of the Saw movies. So basically, it's super gruesome. Chris Rock, however, does a remarkable job, and I think this one might be my favorite of all the Saw-inspired movies. I loved it. I screamed a little bit. It was pretty gruesome, like I said. However, you know, that mental play, I just love it. So anyway, check this out.
Whoever did this has another motive. They're targeting cops.
This is gonna go sideways fast. Someone's out there pulling all the strings.
You want to play games?
I mean, doesn't that movie look great? I definitely think if you have time, you should go check it out, especially if you're into kind of that Saw franchise. Plus, I think Chris Rock did an awesome job. I am now so excited because I am joined by a legend, a St. Louis legend. Okay, you guys, everybody, thank you so much, Mr. Ken Page, for joining me here today. I mean, people know you from everything. You've had a career for over 45 years, spanning all the musicals I can think of, really. But the reason I know you is from the St. Louis Muni. So thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, it's my pleasure to be here. Absolutely. Good morning and all those things. And thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Well, I mean, I'm just thrilled to talk to you, and we're going to get back. I'm going to circle back to your career at the end here, but you are here to talk about something I also think is amazing, the St. Louis Teen Talent Competition, and you're a judge in that, correct?
Absolutely. I think I've been a judge now for about at least 5 years, I want to say, you know. It's such a wonderful thing, isn't it? I mean, just when you see the talent that some of these young people have, and that something exists here. When I came through at their age, there was nothing like this. So to get an opportunity to be seen, to be rewarded scholarship, just the idea of even someone saying you're talented enough to get up on the stage of the Fox Theater, and be seen by all these people. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And even though it's virtual the last, I think, couple of years now, this year, last year, it's still wonderful because you still get to see what they do. It's uproarious when you're in the theater and all the fans and supporters of all the kids are there. But it's so great that it's still going on, and it's one of the best things we have in St. Louis that's happening.
Yeah, I was really jealous that wasn't around when I was younger also.
I know, me too.
It's such a thrill, I would imagine, to be on that, just to even be on that stage.
And also have whatever it is you're studying, whatever you bring forth with your talent, to have it recognized that way, that early on. You know, as you're saying, if we had that, where would we be today?
Right. I mean, that's what I'm asking. I want to know.
I think we've done okay, though. There you go.
We've done
but it
all
would
right
have been
for
great to
ourselves.
have something like that. Yeah. Would have been great.
Now, you've seen talent span all sorts across the board. So tell me, fill me in on some of the highlighted talent that you've seen come across the St. Louis Teen Talent Competition.
Well, it's hard for me to remember, specifically because you do the viewing and the judging and then there's time in between, so I forget. But I mean, there are amazing people, some of the young people, some of the singers this year particularly, I don't remember the names now, but I was very impressed with the maturity. And I've watched that incrementally change over the years. They've always been good, but this year in particular, some of the singers were very, very, I would call it in the most positive sense, self-possessed. Same thing with the dancers. I think that has to do with the, for lack of a better word, the demographic. I think they're coming up into the arts at a time when they're encouraged earlier to be more specific and distinctive in their own expression. Whereas before you might have been taught, just to sing. Now they're allowed to sing with their own expression and they're encouraged to do that. And I guess it's the same with the instrumentalists. Some of the pianists were amazing. I think there was a cellist who was amazing. I'm really impressed because, even with training that I had as a young person, I don't think I had the amount of confidence and the knowledge of self in my art that they have.
Well, I've been talking about the St. Louis Teen Talent Competition on this show for a while now, and every time I have somebody come and talk about it, they do mention, especially those who participated, that it does help kind of give you confidence for whatever you're going to do down the line in the future.
Sure, absolutely. And I think something like this is specific, but I'm a big advocate that in schools and so forth, any kind of music, theater, drama, dance program is great, not just if you're going to go into it as a life choice or a career, but just to gain confidence and just to have an opportunity in a safe place, if you will, to explore who you are and how you feel and how you want to present yourself to the world. Because we all know that's one of the biggest things, no matter what you're doing. If you're playing the cello, piano, singing, dancing, you have to have some sense of presenting yourself to the world. And that is basic for anything you do in life, And I think the arts give people that, whether they do it as a profession or not.
I love that. And I had Jessica Surenko on, I think last year, the young woman who ended up going on to The Voice after the St. Louis Teen Talent Competition. And she had mentioned the first couple years she tried out, she didn't make it. And then, one of her last years, she ended up winning, and then The Voice. So I feel like it definitely shows you that if you stick with something, you never know what might happen.
Oh, absolutely. And isn't that true overall, especially in the arts? You have to be, if you're not ready for rejection, you're in the wrong business, right?
Right.
But I think if you have that sense that I always felt when I was younger, well, if not this time, next time. If not next time, the time after that. Eventually, it's going to be my turn. And I had no doubt about that, And I think a lot of the young people now have that mindset as well. It's like, and again, to be recognized in something like Teen Talent, what a boost, to tell you that you're of a caliber and to keep going.
What are you looking for while you're judging these young adults and their awesome talents, especially with their talents spanning the board? Singers, dancers, musicians, acrobats, whatever you got.
Yeah, that's, it's funny you spoke of acrobats. I remember the guy with the chairs, he was terrific. But I think that's the thing I look for the most. Obviously the talent has been more or less weeded out, if you will, by the time it gets to the judges, because obviously the people that are getting to be judged are wonderful. So what I look for, other than just the talent that they have, is how masterful they are with what they're doing. because you can be talented and you can be energized and still not be quite, and at their age, that's why I said this year the people were so specifically decisive about how they were presenting themselves. That's what I look for, because that says to me, not only do you have talent, not only do you have training, but you also have the most important thing, maybe in some cases, you have the self-discipline of how you present yourself. I think that can make a lot of difference, you know.
Absolutely. So when is the big final for the St. Louis Teen Talent Competition?
Well, the final, let me see, I have to read everything because I can't remember anything. The finale, I think it's, let's see, the broadcast is at 7 o'clock, May 24th. So I guess that would be the finale when we all find out who wins and everything. And there's an after party at 8 p.m., of course, all virtual, where the audience choice is awarded a $1,000 prize. Yeah, which is great. So
That's
what
huge.
what I also love about this is, in a sense, everybody wins. By the time you get to the point of being in it, just about everybody gets something, and that's the terrific thing. You know, there are no losers, and even if you got there, you're not a loser, you're a winner. So there you go. But I believe, as I said, the broadcast is 7 o'clock at May 24th on PBS.
Alrighty, everyone. Now I have to circle back to you because a lot of people know you from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Like I said, all the musicals you've been in, all the performances you've been in. For me, it's the Muni. What has helped you get through your life and just continue on? Because that's an impressive career you have.
Thank you, thank you. I mean, I think I'm just beginning to understand it myself, to be honest. Well, you know, we always say, we performers, we always say that you just keep going. You know, I don't sit and look back and go, oh, what an illustrious career. Oh, how wonderful I've been. You know, I just try to look forward to whatever I want the next thing to be. But I'm at a point in my life now where I think you're allowed to look back, right? And I don't think impressed is the word I would use. I think I'm grateful for the opportunities that I've had and that they've been all the way across. I mean, I've done concerts. I played Ryman Auditorium and Grand Ole Opry, which people go,
Yeah!
are you kidding me? You know, yeah, we did a show that I did on Broadway called It Ain't Nothing But the Blues. And we did it there at the Ryman Auditorium, the old one, not the new old Opry, the old one, which was thrilling. And I have to say, just a footnote, the acoustics are amazing in that theater. Okay, so that, I played Vegas, I played Atlantic City, I've done the Palace in London, the Palladium rather. I mean, you know, I've been very, very, very fortunate. I've worked in London, I've worked in Paris, you know, I don't think I could ask for more of what I've done. More in front of me, absolutely. I got a little more to go, you know.
Mr. Ken Page, is there a way that people following can keep up with what you're doing personally?
Just keep a lookout. I don't have a website. I should. It's shameful. Everybody tells me, where's your website? I say, I don't have a website. But I will have one. I promised myself this year I was going to do it because there's things coming up. I want to be able to be reached by people. But some of the things coming up, I have possibly Nightmare Before Christmas is going back up. We've been doing concerts live where we sing live to the film. And that's, you know, with COVID, we didn't do anything last year, but that looks like it's coming back. I'm doing 54 Below, which is a wonderful, wonderful cabaret nightclub in New York City, which is in the basement of where Studio 54 was. And that's all I'll say about that. We can talk about that on another interview. It's great. But a lot of good things are starting with COVID relaxing and people starting to open up doors and say, come do this, come do that. So luckily, knock on wood, for an older gentleman, I'm fairly busy. And I forgot your question because I of course wandered off into.
No, I wanted to know where people can find you, but we're just going to keep an eye out for you. And then where can people keep up with the St. Louis Teen Talent Competition?
Well, the Teen Talent Competition, I think you probably want to go to foxpcf.org.
Perfect.
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means, and that way you can find out what's going on with those
or
guys.
Probably even if you go to PBS, if not there, you'll be able to find something to link you in. But again, May the 24th, 7 o'clock is the broadcast, and at 8 is the after party where they will announce the audience choice winner who receives $1,000, which is great. And tune in. I mean, you know, it's even, look, let's face it, it's open to even more people by being virtual. The excitement of live, we want to get back to next year, hopefully. But the idea of being able to tune in, anybody can, because all they have to do is go to PBS probably, or the Fox PCF.org site, and they'll be able to find the links or whatever and watch and cheer on these wonderful, wonderful young people. I don't even know who won. I mean, we voted, but I'll have to tune in as well to see who really comes up first, second, and third. There's all prizes, and there's just a number of things that people are awarded in the process of the evening, which is great.
It is going to be an exciting night. Just to see all the talent that we have in St. Louis is going to be a good one.
Absolutely.
Mr. Ken Page, thank you so much for being here. Can you say my name, Angela Sharp, in that awesome Muni voice you do?
Thank you, Angela Sharp, for joining me this morning on your program, and meet me at the Muni. The Muni in Forest Park.
You have made me so happy. I have tears in my eyes. Mr. Ken Page, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure, my pleasure.
Thank you again so much. And after you check out the St. Louis Teen Talent Competition, make sure you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. You can always drop us a line here at the Daily Mix at stltv.net. We want to hear from you. That's going to do it for the Daily Mix. We keep it right here on STL TV and Experience St. Louis.